Hello, my friends. Welcome back. We are back again with yet another interesting activity for the YByte Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. This activity is called the laptop store. Now, clearly, laptops are very common these days. We use them for a bunch of tasks. But as you know, not all laptops are born equal. In fact, all the manufacturers publish a bunch of specifications for them. And sometimes going to a laptop store could be quite confusing because there are just so many specifications for each laptop. Fortunately, however, people research, people find out what is it that they need, and they make their choice based on what they need and what their budget is. Now, in this activity, we will emulate a laptop store, a virtual sort of imaginary laptop store. The way it would work is a player would enter this store. Again, this is a virtual store, just some kind of figment of imagination in some sense, but try to make it quite realistic. And the player will be asked for preferences for, say, different specifications, maybe let's say the RAM, the storage, the CPU, and so on. And then based on the choices that the player provides, the interface that we have will display all the laptops that meet the player's requirements. Now, before moving forward, I would like to make a disclaimer that we are going to use some brand names here, which are not real, which are inspired from real brand names. But this is being done only to make the project more relatable. These are not actual models being sold by these brands, just to be sure. So let's look at our laptop store. Like I said, it says, welcome to the YByte laptop store. We have a huge inventory of laptops. Please indicate what is it that you want. I say as well, do you have any preference for brands? So for example, I don't really have a preference. So I just say, okay, none. None, say none. I don't really, I'm okay with anything. But let's say I do have a preference for, let's say 4 GB of RAM. So I just go and say 4 GB. Any preference to storage? I say, well, no. Screen size, well, maybe no. And maybe I'm insensitive to price as well, right? So it's just going to find out all the laptops where the RAM is, let's say 4 GB. Now, when I press enter, it tells me, look, out of the inventory that I had, 9 laptops meet your preference. Now, clearly, you can see that these brands are fictitious. But they are inspired from real names, so that we kind of relate to them, as well as the CPU. So it tells me, look, there's a model, there's a laptop called CCC from the brand WHP, which meets your requirements because your requirement was 4 GB, and that's what it is giving you. Now let's see this again. Let's say I'm a big fan of, say, WHP. So I just go and say, well, look, show me a WHP laptop brand. Well, I don't really want the model. I'm okay with any CPU. Because that's my preference. I want, let's say, I'm okay with any speed. I'm okay with any RAM as well. However, I want to take this laptop around with me, put it in a bag, maybe use it like a portable thing. So I want the screen to be only, let's say, 9 inches. Yeah. If I do this, well, I'm okay with any price. It tells me, look, this is the screen. This is the laptop I'm looking for. Those laptops that have a brand of WHP and whose screen size is 9 inch. When I do this, it tells me that, look, 2 laptops met your preference. Both are WHP and the model AAA, model CCC. Again, this is all in some sense fictitious, but you get the idea that, look, these are the story here, right? Now, this is how the project works. Now, obviously, this can be enhanced. This can be expanded in many, many, many different ways. However, always keep in mind that bonus comes after basic. In this set of videos, we will go through in a step-by-step manner how do we create an experience of this sort, which involves a fair amount of logic and, let's say, concepts. Once you are through with that, then obviously things can be expanded. Now, one observation here is that, look, laptop is just an example. In fact, similar choices come up in a lot of products that we purchase. For example, cars, electronic items, phones. If you think about it, anything and everything that we are purchasing, we are making a comparison with respect to the specifications of the product, to the needs that we have, and let's say the budget that we have. This means that the game can be adapted to many other product categories, which I think makes it quite interesting and very relatable. Obviously, we have very specific learning goals from this activity. First and foremost, we are going to learn about working with dictionaries in Python. Now, dictionaries are these data structures which store data in, let's say, key value pairs. We are going to look at what dictionaries are, how do we create them, how do we use them. In fact, we are going to use a dictionary to represent a laptop. Next, we are going to run, a lot of logic in a very step-by-step manner, different data structures to create the store experience. For example, we'll have dictionaries with lists as values. We'll have a list of dictionaries. Now, list of dictionaries will be used to create the laptop inventory. We will run a for loop over a dictionary. We will, use the maps function, the eval statement, and also touch upon list comprehension to create the entire experience that we are, building here. So quite a lot of, learning from this project. As always, go in a step-by-step manner. Think about every point that you're doing. Try your codes in small bits, and you'll find that this activity is actually quite rewarding, apart from being fun. Also, this may be a good opportunity for you to go and explore your laptop in a little bit more detail. Try to understand what these different specs mean, what is the significance of them, how do they influence the performance as, for computers. Now, if you think this way of learning Python, by building activities which are fun, which are relatable, which teach us how we apply different concepts is something that you are interested in, do look at our website, www.ybyte.in, because at Ybyte, we learn Python programming through such fun activities. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.